Evening, we're live to the internet.
Evening, Lee and Gabbert.
All of us have been here for ages and ages and ages and ages, chitter-chattering in the background, and we're missing a member. He may turn up whenever he's stopped swapping stickers, or what else does he do, John?
Makes videos.
Makes videos. Yeah, I can see him now. I can see him. Are you all right? You done your hair? You got anything that you need to? Here we go. Oh, Johnny come lately.
On time, I think.
I think, yeah, on time, apart from the fact that we press the button. Gaz is here, John's here, I'm here. I've got a tank in the background. Roscoe's Reef just walks in as he owns the joint.
You all right, Ross?
Even though.
Forget Ross. Let's put the main man on screen. We've got somebody new. Oh, wait a minute. See what fucking t-shirt he's got on? Let's get rid of him. Did you see it? Did you? Right, we'll keep him on small screen.
Can I go and put mine on?
Yeah, put it on, Ron.
Advertising different platforms. Jesus Christ. Right, so we'll just make it all about me at Half Cut Corals. Jog on, the other lads. Jog on. So what we're talking about this week? Man. What we're talking about this week, John?
Equipment for a new tank.
Ooh. Go on then, John. Tell me all about it.
Well, what do you need? Obviously, you need a heater. You need lights. You really need a temperature controller, and it's advised to get an auto top off. In my opinion, I don't think you need a skimmer straight away, do you? Not for the first month or so.
I don't run skimmers at all. Gaz, how long's your tank been running?
It's actually 4 years old this week, believe it or not.
Ooh.
This very week. So I remember it was my birthday when I was setting it up.
So you've had it as a first time tank, or did you have it as an upgrade?
Yeah, it's an upgrade.
An upgrade.
It's an upgrade. Started with an Evo, and then it was a 300 XL Red Sea. That only lasted for about a year, and then I had this. So quite happy with this one now. For now, anyway. Until
for
the next upgrade comes along in a few years' time. Going to enjoy this for a few years yet, though.
Yeah. Well, do you know? So obviously we're just making this up as we go along at the moment until we get as big as the Reefers Network. How long's Reefers Network been going?
Oh, you know better than me, John.
About 2.5 years, I think. 2 years. Yeah. It followed on from the Fish Palace one with Jay and Co. And Ross.
Right. So as soon as one finished, then another one started.
Yeah. Yeah, they've run out of sort of ideas, really.
Things to talk about. Well, we've not run out of ideas. We've just not started with any ideas, John. It's a different way of doing things, but we like it, don't we, Ross? We just wing it, make it up.
Yeah, flying by the seat of our pants.
That's it. It's because we're cool. Because we're cool. Sorry, I'm doing water tests. Has anybody got anything else to add to John's equipment that you need? Or is it pretty basic that everybody knows what they're doing?
Well, if it's a newbie starting out, then I'd certainly look at second-hand stuff, because you get a lot better quality second-hand stuff than buying brand new cheap stuff, if that makes sense. So I'd certainly look at, starting out a small, like, Fluval Evo or a little Nano, to get you to dip your toes in it, really, and then see how you get on.
So you've obviously not watched my channel before, Gaza?
I've watched a couple, but in and out really, as you've been like.
So I'll explain. Just because you're brand spanking new, we've got a second-hand 3-foot fish tank. That when the top and the bottom meet. So if I was to touch the downpipe, it explodes and all water goes all over. Because when you buy a second-hand tank, they say it holds water, but then generally, whenever you touch it, it explodes. I've then got a second-hand Hydra 26 that I bought second-hand, and the fan doesn't work. So every time it gets warm, it trips out. So at the minute, it's like Blackpool Illuminations. And then what else have we got? So AI 26, but on a Gen 4 Radeon mount, because that's what I bought cheap. And it's the easy way. And I know Exodus and AI are actually the same company, but to get a Radeon bracket to fit an AI light, all you need is I call them disaster straps, tie wraps, and that's it. Just tie wrap it together, and it works. So yeah, we're all about second hand all day long, long. Because Ross likes a bit of second hand, don't you?
Yeah, if you can get it. Thing is, it's such an expensive hobby. In the initial outlay for all the equipment and stuff. If you can get second hand that works, that's decent, then why not?
So what we're saying is, basically, if you've gone and bought it all brand spanking new, then you've got far too much money, and like a golfer, all the gear, no idea. How about get the idea before you get the gear? That's the easiest way to put it.
Yeah, I mean, some people do it. They go all in, don't they? Spend all the money on all the gear, but it don't mean you can keep a fish alive or a coral alive, does it?
No, that's it. I don't know. We'll ask the new boy. Did you buy the first setup brand new, or did you do it all second hand?
Yeah. So I flew Evo. It was cheap as chips. Just a nice little setup, just to keep a couple of clownfish and some zoas really initially. So yeah, it worked. It was all right. And then it was probably 3 months after that of Red Sea 300 XL, brand new, all brand new equipment, Reefway 45s, LED 90 lights. So yeah, I think that was about $4,000, but that only lasted 12 months before I sold that for about $1,000. So there's $3,000 down, and then I bought this one brand new. So this tank, the tank and the lights and everything, by the time I'd even put water in it, I think that's about $7,000.
I'm not quite sure that this Gaza kid's he's more like the other people with his proper t-shirt on than he is half cut corals. Half cut corals is all about doing it on the cheap.
Well, if you're just starting now, like if I was to restart now and say right to a beginner, this is the way to do it, I'd definitely buy a Nano with a Radeon light rather than go for a Fluval Evo with their light, because it doesn't grow corals very well, does it? The Fluval Evo light. So I do things a bit differently because you're just more experienced. I'll say to anyone, if you're just starting out, just buy a second-hand setup. That's the best way to do it. You'll save yourself a lot of money, especially if you're going big. Just to tip your toe in it, like I say, and see how you get on. Because it's not for everyone, is it? This hobby, you can have disasters. I mean, this thing, I had green hair algae in this for about 10 months before I could even put a coral in it. So them 10 months, a lot of people have threw the towel in and just gone, nah, forget this.
So we've had is John watching the comments this time, because I got a bollocking again last week that I'd not been watching the comments. Ugh.
I haven't. No.
I give him one job. So the thought process of doing this live stream is obviously being an established reefer, as you are now, Gaza, and Ross is now coming into the established reefer type thing. As soon as you've had a fish tank, potentially a year to 18 months, whether it be brand new or whether it be secondhand, you're a reefing expert because your particular fish tank works totally different to everybody else, and you can then inform the internet.
Yes.
There's a lot of people, so obviously not calling anybody out, but Jay's Real Reef isn't a real fucking reef, is it? You've just said it's a real reef, but it's not. Because starting a little nano tank with a brand spanking Radion on the top of it is not how a lot of people get into this hobby. A lot of people get into this hobby with a 100 quid tank, a 50 quid light, and all of that that's behind me was probably about 350 quid.
Yeah.
And we're going to do it all live to the internet. Ups and downs, whether it goes tits up or whether it thrives, we're going to do it all live. And obviously, the people that watch may get informed because your experience of what you did right at the beginning, Ross's experience, John's experience, they're all brand spanking new. And I'm just the idiot that's doing a live stream, and it could all go tits up. But we're at 5 on nitrates. We're on 0.3 on phosphates. Are we happy with that, Gaza?
Nitrates is a bit low for me, that, but
Ooh.
I guess.
On a brand new fish tank.
Oh, on a brand new one. Sorry. That's all right.
It's now been running. This is it 6 weeks or 7 weeks, John? This is, I think, 7 weeks.
I don't know. I've only been on. Is this my fourth time?
Is that
Fourth
0.3
time, isn't it?
phosphate? You say 0.3
Say that again,
phosphate, or 0.3 phosphate or 0.03?
0.03.
Oh yeah, that's bang on then.
Yeah. So obviously it was quite high. I've used. Do you use lanthanum chloride?
No.
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 Ooh.
No, I don't use anything other than 4 dosing heads with grease elements, part 1, part 2, and a cocktail mix on each. The other 2. That's all that's going in my tank. Nothing else. No controllers. No gizmos, gadgets. That's it. Oh, and a UV sterilizer as well. Sorry, got a UV sterilizer on. But I've took that off for about 12 months and didn't see a difference. But I have put it back on just for the water clarity more than anything.
So this is actually going to be this is actually going to be quite a good chat going forward, because obviously, as a established reefer with a big massive tank behind you, you do things differently, and this is where the back and the forth of getting established reefers to influence, and then I'll tell you that you're doing it all wrong, and then we'll have a proper Barney over the internet, and it'll be like Car Crash TV.
Well, people, there are some people who think that, you got to do a water change every 2 weeks or every once a month or whatever. But I'm proving here that you don't, because I haven't done a water change now since, I think it was August last year, I think, the last one.
So would you advise the 6-week-old reefer to water change or not water change?
Yes, definitely water change.
Okay.
Until it's established. Until it's established and you've got that coralline algae growing everywhere, all over your rocks, and that's seeded in. Up to that point, I'll definitely do water changes.
So this is the good bit of Roscoe's sat here looking, and he's like, yeah. Everybody on the internet says, oh, I've not done water changes for ages and ages and ages. So what have you been doing this week, Ross?
Today I did a water change.
Hey!
What salt did you decide on? Kyle?
I'm going to go with the Red Sea Blue Bucket.
Right.
It seems like the best kind of overall solution, really. the NIOS seem to be aimed a little bit at more SPS in your tank, which I don't have really. And the magnesium seemed quite low compared to the Red Sea. So that's what I'm going with.
Oh, right. So quite new into the hobby, obviously.
Alan's put a good comment in about new equipment.
We'll just hold fire just 2 seconds, John, because what I can see, what you can't see, is he's gone. I pressed the button and he's gone. But when he comes back, Dave's here apparently. But I clicked on and he's disappeared. Dave, Gaz, you've never met Dave. Gaz, you've never met me. I'm Lee, and you've never met Ross, and Ross is Ross, and that's it.
I think I was talking to Ross the other day, wasn't I?
Oh yeah, on his WhatsApp.
Yeah, you were. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, on Insta. I think you had him in, didn't you, last week?
I did, yeah.
Yeah.
So go on, John. What's happening?
Now, Alan said it can be hard for a beginner to know what they're buying. I mean, the tank I bought just over 4 years ago was from somebody just over the road. And when I bought it, got it back, I got a guy to come and help me set it up because I didn't know anything about sumps. And the pipework wouldn't fit. It was all shit. I had to dump it. So I lost 200 quid. You've got to know what you're doing, haven't you?
So you've got to know what you're doing, or find an idiot on the internet that's going to do a brand new fish tank live to the world. And what he's going to do is he's going to get a different category of different people. This, oh my God, you're just going to have to wait. And then I'm going to get experienced reefers and not experienced reefers, because I put myself in both those categories, and we're going to have a proper debate about what's right, what's wrong, and then we'll chew the fat. So just let me get rid of this tank, and then what we'll do is we'll do this, shall we? Oh, I know.
Yes.
So, unfortunately, gentlemen, my viewing count has now gone down from 4 to 2. So,
I have no idea if you can even hear me, by the way.
yes, we can hear you.
Can you?
You're right,
So
Alan.
literally, for the first time, click the link and just hope for the best.
Yeah, that's what we do every day, isn't it, Ross?
Alan, how you doing, buddy?
No, John just mentioned my comment. I remember when I first started, I had absolutely no idea. I was into my fish because I had tropical fish previously, but I had absolutely no idea what equipment to buy. So I just started trawling the internet, and somebody would say, "Oh, this is the best light," and I was like, "Can I afford that? I don't know. What's the next best light?" And then just basically, eventually, but I bought everything new because I didn't have a clue where to buy second-hand stuff. I know you can go on eBay, but I didn't trust eBay in the way that I thought, well, that piece of equipment might be knackered or it might be old, and nobody guided me. So in the end, I just bought it all myself and went custom because I had a tiny spot in the corner of my room that I felt was the best spot for me and my wife, if that makes sense, because she was like, you can have a fish tank, but you can only have it there. So that's how it worked for me. So I was like, right, I can't fit a normal size tank now. I'm going to have to have it custom built there. But it is hard. It is really hard when you first start.
You can see why the so I'm just going to remove you just 2 seconds, Alan. So I think it's Alan. It may be Dave. We got a little bit of feedback, but we're all still winging it. We've got a bit of feedback.
Is it
so,
on me?
I don't know. To be
I'm
fair,
not hearing it, so it could be me.
So this is how other different platforms have figured out how to do this and then done the internet. I'm not bothered. We'll work it out as we get along. But we've now got Gaza and we've now got Alan, experienced reefers with money to burn. They've probably got Lamborghinis on the driveway.
No, Gaza's all electric, I'm afraid.
Electric Teslas, going to Tesco's and back.
That's Gaza.
Yeah, if you're lucky.
Exactly. And poor old Roscoe's Reef is sat down the bottom, who technically was always my baby of the group, but is now becoming the established reefer. And we've been doing not too bad. He's been getting information from everywhere.
You got to do your research, haven't you?
Yeah. So where's the fish tank, Dave?
Just left it because I ain't got any Wi-Fi in there. So
Yeah.
at the minute. I feel very left out. All you lot sat with your tanks and, well, I'm sat with mine, but there's no water in it. So
Bless you.
Did anybody hear that? Or is it just me that couldn't hear Dave?
So
I can't hear him very well.
yeah, Dave and the internet, even though he's the techiest person in our group, when you hear it live or watch it back on the TV, it may auto correct itself. So it's we're all just making this up. There's a lot of streams that you have to have headphones on. There's a lot of streams that do it because there's loads of feedback that I'm feeding at the minute. We're just winging it. Because getting 3 people on a live stream has been difficult, and now there's 6 people, and it was dead easy. All I needed to do was get random strangers onto the internet, and then the other 2 went, ooh, I'm missing out. Oh, right. Let's get back, because
I
obviously,
don't think getting us lot on is going to increase your views, though.
no, we're not
Decrease them.
at the minute. What we're interested in is just having a little bit of a chitter chatter, and we'll see where building this and see what happens. Oh, right. Question for you all. The little tank that's behind me has got a hair algae issue at the moment. It's running 6 or 7 weeks. I've now got the phosphate under control. Would you or would you not add an urchin at this particular time? John, I'll start with you. Yes or no?
I've never had a hair algae, so the best person to ask is Gaza. He's an expert.
Ooh.
But hair algae.
John can't think. I don't mind answering if you're waiting for John.
No. John's so Gaza, yes or no?
I've never had an urchin, but I would consider one if you've got an air algae problem, yes.
Established reefers buying stuff, brand spanking new, and have never had an algae issue, never had an urchin in their system.
I've had
Alan?
a massive algae issue, but I didn't.
I was going to say no.
I didn't fancy an urchin.
No.
I was
No.
going to say no. Only because I feel sorry for the urchin. Because
Right.
they get quite big. I don't know what urchins you're thinking about, but the ones I've got, the one I've got in my tank, it's about 4 inches across.
Yep.
And I kind of feel like they need a bigger tank than what most people actually put them in.
And what urchin did you put in your tank?
Oh, I can't remember what you call them now. It was a pretty standard one.
A tuxedo urchin, a pincushion urchin,
I think it's just no. Let me find
long
it.
spine urchin.
No, hold on. Where is it? See,
Any
it's
other
massive,
urchins?
but I can't even see the blooming thing. Hold on, I'm just. looking now.
Well, Alex finding an urchin.
You
Dave, yes
think
or
I'd know
no?
the names of them, wouldn't you? But I always
I'd
forget
say
the name
no.
of
7
everything.
weeks is still quite early.
Hold on.
He's still looking. Ross,
I am
yes
still
or no?
looking.
Manually remove some.
I would say no. It was only last week you were on about getting your phosphates down. So if the way you want them to be now, you need to leave it a few weeks and see if it dies off.
Okay. Right. There you go.
Where's your
So-
nitrates at?
You've obviously not been watching, Dave. This is where we're having problems, me and you.
5.
Well, we're always having problems.
5.
But just
5
5.
nitrate.
5.
Yes.
Where's your phosphate?
0.03 phosphate. Now I've got it under control. I'm not using lanthanum chloride anymore. Because
I'd
it's under
never use
control.
that, by the way, just out of interest.
Have you not?
No, I have used it, but I'd never use it again.
Ooh.
I know. No, it's
So-
only because of the type of fish I've got in my tank. Oh, I found my urchin. He's hidden because he's got about 300 rocks on his back, so you're probably not even going to be able to see him in there.
Let's just put Alan on, see whether we can see what type of urchin this is.
Look through. I don't know if you can see through.
Look through the big hole.
Yeah,
at the
perhaps
tank.
the. Can you see the Morris Idol at the minute or not?
Yeah.
But
We'll have a discussion
there's an
further down the
urchin
line
under
about
there.
Yeah. So that's
It's the
that
orange
was-
and the orange and sort of black purpley one.
yeah. So that was as clear as mud. That was.
Apologies. I tried.
Yes.
But yeah, it's the orange and purple one. I can't remember which. It's not tuxedo, is it? Or is it tuxedo? Probably
We'll,
is.
we'll get to that. We'll get to that. So the consensus of opinion is after 6 weeks, now I've got the phosphate under control. We're still okay without adding creatures, especially an urchin. Would you increase the cleanup crew? Because at the moment I've only got
Snails, yeah.
one snail and I've got 1 crab. John, more cleanup crew?
What crab have you got?
He's called Fred. You have to get
Is it a red
technical.
leg?
I went into the shop and I
Is it
looked
a
at
red
the
leg?
crab, and it was $2.99. I didn't ask the name of it, John. I just went, that's $2.99. I'll have one of them. As every reefer starts off, if you get into this hobby knowing the names and knowing what it is, then you've spent far too much time researching. If you go into a shop and look, red legs, black legs, brown legs.
Red legs belong in the sump.
Ooh. So we're not having a red leg in the tank.
Yeah, when I emptied my nano tank,
I
I
don't
put
think
my
you can mix
cleanup,
them. I
I
think
put
that's
my
the issue.
cleanup crew in here, and immediately.
Not mixing them.
Sorry.
Smells.
You make your choice on which coloured legs you want, and then it stops them scrapping.
But the red leg hermit crab immediately went for the conch. It had already killed a snail, so it's in my sump now. Horrible things.
As you do. Gaza, more crabs, more snails.
Snails only, I'd go. I wouldn't have hermit crabs. I've been there.
You wouldn't have any more hermit crabs.
I wouldn't have any hermit crabs. I'd go snails.
Ooh,
Yeah, I agree.
okay.
I've
So
had hermit
Alan,
crabs. So they end up eating the snails. So
Do you know? I find this really weird. I can't hear Gaza speak. Can you hear Gaza?
and I can't hear John.
well, there you go then. Sometimes it may be a benefit that you can't hear them. I can hear
John asked me
everybody.
a
I
question.
like Gaza though.
You'll
I
have
want
to
to
tell
hear
me.
him.
I will do.
Lee, if John asks me a question, you'll have to tell me what it is because
Yeah.
I can't hear him.
I will do. Which is all about, we're all learning about this process. Well, I'm learning. And at the minute, I'm using exactly the same software as everybody else. We've had technical issues before. but we're on mobile phones rather than on laptops and all different bits and bobs. Alan, crabs, snails.
Right. I'd always put snails in. At the point you're at now, I'd put snails in. I probably wouldn't bother with crabs yet. But that's just my opinion.
Ooh. Dave,
Have you got crabs,
Do a
Alan?
better job.
yes, he has. You can see by the way he's laying. He's probably got his legs wide open. Dave, crabs, snails.
Stick one of each in.
Ooh, like it. Ross.
Snails for me. I like to see a crab, but they seem to eat your snails, and they get a little bit big. And I've got a big crab in my sump as well at the minute.
Right, so we've got a little bit of a mixed bag. We've got two established reefers that are telling us not to do it, or just don't put this in and don't put that in. And then we've got me, which is doing a brand spanking new fish tank live to the internet. So I'm going to go against everything that everybody's said, and I'm going to put a brand new crab in, a brand new snail, and I'm going to put the tiniest urchin that I can find in the fish tank. So fuck you all. I'm going to do it my way. Yeah. And then we'll see what happens.
Them urchins grow big quick, you know.
Well, we will inform the internet. You may be around in a year's time, and then I'll tell you. There. It's all about having a bit of banter, having an informed discussion, and as I say, this fish tank will be done live to the internet, whether it be good bits or whether it be bad bits. We have an informed discussion. I sometimes will agree with you, and then I'll do it completely how I want to do it.
The urchins they are the best. The urchins are the best. They can clear rock. It's amazing, isn't it? You can see the trail of where they've actually been.
Yeah, that's it.
Good.
There's nobody doing this sort of content. I've got frag systems that are doing my head in. I've got frag systems behind me that are doing my head in. And then this 3-foot fish tank was an idea of just doing it all, having an informed decision, because there's too many different decisions. And at the moment, obviously, the Reefers Network are doing a lot of, let's say, adult conversations about the top end of reefing, of like best equipment, best practices. Reef Dork does very similar sort of things, that you definitely need this one or you definitely need that one. We're a bit more down to earth here, and we're just going to give it a go. So did we find out, Ross, what salt you were going for?
Yeah, Red Sea Blue Bucket.
Now the other two boys, well, 3. Dave was here last time. Can't remember. The other 2 weren't here. So, Gaz, what salt do you use? Obviously, you don't do a lot of water changes, but when you do,
No. Aquatics Pro Reef.
Aquatic Pro Reef.
Aquatics Pro Reef. Yeah.
Aquatics Pro Reef.
Yeah.
Right.
I advise everyone to check it out, check out the reviews, and then check the price, and then make an informed decision.
Ooh, price. So go on. What's the price of it for the bucket, or does it come in a box?
Either or. You can buy a bucket or you can buy a box. I think the big buckets, I can't remember the size, but I think it's 45 quid. The big one.
Right. Well, we'll have a chat about salt and things like that further down the line. It's the first time Ross is getting into mixing his own salt. So obviously he's had a discussion with probably everybody and the dog about it. This is the way that Ross works. He gets told what to do, Red Sea Blue Bucket, then he doesn't believe me and he goes off and joins live chats and Facebook's things and everything, and then he'll come back to me and do exactly what I did. Alan, what salt do you use when you do it?
I've only ever done one change, I think, on this tank, and that I started with Nios, and the one change was with Nios, but it was only a 20% change because I needed to drop my nitrates, and I might do another one soon. But generally, I wouldn't do them. But bigger tanks are easier, but when they go, they're like a juggernaut, and you can't slow them down. So
Yep.
I probably have to do a change. I think I'm gonna have to do a change about every 2 months, and I'll only do 20% just to control that nitrate side of things. Phosphates, everything else is fine.
But
Just
again,
a question. Keith in the chat's mentioned something about Agent Green.
Yep.
So the only ever Lanthanum I've done was Agent Green.
Yep.
And I had a yellow tang. This was before yellow tangs got banned. Oh, not from Hawaii. And I only ever used Agent Green once, and I regrettably killed my yellow tang. Because
how
all the
did
other
you do
fish
it?
were fine, but that one couldn't breathe. And then I took it out of the tank, but by then the damage had been done.
So how much did you use?
So I used the recommended dose.
Doing it all wrong.
But no, I did do it wrong. Worse than that, I dropped it into my at the time I had a filter sock, and I thought dripping it into the filter sock would be fine, but it wasn't. I think I should probably have done it into my skimmer, but I'd never use it again because of that. And
Right.
it's a yellow tang thing apparently. I've got another one because fortunately I was able to get one that many years ago, but I just wouldn't use Lanthanum again because of it.
But you went off the packet rather than doing it as a different thing. Okay.
Yeah.
So we'll get into all of that sort of territory of products and what it says on the back of the packet when we do like more and more things, because there's a lot of products out there that I've found that if you do it by the packet, you either rip through it really quickly, or it creates massive, like everybody says, Roaphos, or strip your nitrates out and your phosphates out and crash your tanks and things like that. But if you do it in a more controlled,
I had a problem with Roaphos. I know where you're coming from. I agree with you.
Yeah. So obviously it's like the best practice, because there's a lot of products out there that people use but then have had a bad experience about it and then write it off. And there's a lot of products out there that don't get the best airings because there's too much on the internet saying that it's a bad product. But just not going by the back of the packet, because at the end of the day, I know we're not allowed to talk about it, but it used to say on the back of cigarette packets, they're good for your health, but clearly they're not. But there's lots of things out there that time will tell whether they change the instructions on the back of the packet to dilute it or do things differently. But there's a lot more things on the internet now, like the live streams and things like that. And how long's your tank been going, Alan? I know you've just upgraded to a new one, but
I kind of cheated it really, because it's only been running for about 1 year and 3 months. But you got to bear in mind, I had a ton of live rock from my old tank, my old system, which was 10 years old, that I transferred in, and you can't have anything better than that. It was just basically moved everything over, added a load of new rock, and it just carried on as if nothing had happened.
Yeah.
So it is cheating a little bit.
Similar to what you've done, John, of moving everything from a tank into a new tank, and you've not had problems.
Yeah, I didn't move it. Alan did. Alan and a couple of mates came over and helped me. So I was really grateful for that. Alan, it took about 18 months for your tank to be ready, didn't it?
Alan?
Sorry, I can't hear anything John says. or Dave
That's
said.
good.
I could only, it's weird. I couldn't hear Gaza either. I could hear Roscoe. I know that's not his first name.
Yeah.
But I knew Lee. But
Yeah. They're the only two
it's
people
so
that matter.
I know.
Dave nods occasionally.
Has he got a tank, Dave? And I can see he's a white wall behind him.
So this is where we need to do reinventing tank tours, because Dave's gone down the fragging side. Started off with a little 2-foot cube, and he's now gone into the fragging side. He's very, very techy into all of his equipment and all the bullshit that goes with
Have you
it.
got Apex then?
Yes.
Okay.
So when we can hear him, it may be an informed decision, like conversation of how things work and stuff like that. And that's the good bit, that it's a discussion. Ross has never touched an Apex system in his life, I wouldn't have thought.
No, I don't plan to.
It depends what you want to use them for. I've always had them, but I have had problems, like everybody. But for my lifestyle, I love it. I can be on holiday. I can ring my dad up and say, "Look, I've got a problem with my tank," and I can guide him through it at the same time as obviously switching things off, switching things back on, all that sort of stuff. It's good for automation. Whether you'd want to let it automate all your dosing, I have done it before, but I stopped doing it. Not because it went wrong, but I'm glad I stopped doing it, because it would have caused me a problem, because it did go wrong, but only after the automation stopped.
So did you ring your dad off the private yacht or the private plane?
No, none of those. Yeah, and to be fair, Matt, you obviously know Matt, and he said he would come if I needed him, but I didn't never had that a reason to call him.
Yeah. Oh, Ross is crying, look. Bless him. What are you crying about, Ross?
It's just upsetting, isn't it? I can't afford a private jet or a private plane or a private boat.
You can afford all your holidays, though, can't you?
You what, mate?
You can afford all your holidays.
I've only got one plan now at the minute.
Deary me. Deary
Must
me.
put more.
Yes. So, John, are you sticking around for another couple of minutes, or are you diving off to your other...
No, I'm all right for a bit. I've got my
yeah.
laptop here just to answer any comments.
So, Ross, did you do your homework?
No.
No, didn't think you did. No.
What was it?
His homework.
Yeah.
So his homework was to go onto my website and pick 5 corals to put together as a Roscoe's Reef bundle, and then we'll discuss price, because obviously there's a lot of people that...
I went on your website, Lee,
Oh,
and I
go
think
on.
the prices are very appealing.
But you still didn't fucking buy anything, did you?
Yeah, but that's only out of preference, isn't it? It's like there just wasn't anything that I wanted. That's not your fault.
No.
That's
You need to
unfortunately
put
it's
some
the
of
problem
the
with being in the
torches
hobby
on
for so many years. You've either tried stuff or you know what I mean. I'm very picky now.
Yeah. Yeah.
Not, and it doesn't mean I wouldn't have bought from you. I would do, but there's just nothing I fancied at that moment.
So if the idea going forward is obviously that starting a brand new live stream, starting a brand new 3-foot system and trying to do it live to the internet, all of the things that are on sale at the moment are designed for the beginner in the hobby.
Yeah.
Now, the beginner in the hobby needs to be able to buy a 12 quid coral or buy 3 for 25 quid, because they're all experimenting with corals, and then obviously it will then get bigger and bigger and bigger. And there's some people that we know that have got the best corals in the world but don't want to give them away, and hoards them. but if we hoard corals, then nobody's going to get past that year stage, and getting past that year stage as the cheapest way of doing it, that's where obviously we can then look at building a platform, building a coral sales, and go from there. Because we're not all able to go out and buy a Lamborghini, and on the way back from the Lamborghini shop, go and buy a custom reef to go in the corner of their house. Are you on a private island somewhere, or are you still in sunny Scunny?
In Yannelthorpe.
Right. So that's
only as well, right?
Nah.
That
What I would say though, that like I give corals away. I've never charged anybody for money. You know, I ask for money for any coral that I have. On the basis of what you said, because I get really wound up with people. And there's somebody I know who lives. I'll give an area in a Lincoln area, who charges money for nice coral. They are nice corals, to be fair to him. But I had an experience where there's a young lad, like 17, 18. Basically, you know how expensive corals and fish tanks are. Yeah. And this guy was selling him SPS corals. He'd only just set up his tank,
knowing that they were going to die.
Knowing that, and he was taking money off him, and it really got to me. So I just said, once I found out he was doing it, I was just like, just come here. You can have anything you want. Just take them. I don't want you spending any more money on corals when you don't know if they're going to survive or not.
Yeah.
And it really wound me up, because this guy's a really experienced reefer, and he shouldn't have done that. I just think it's wrong.
Yeah, and that's the bit, that there is the money side of doing all of this, but then there's the hobby side of it, and that's where the fine line of
the lad dropped out. He dropped out of reefing because it's costing him too much. But he has messaged me to say he's coming back. So I was like, look, if you need anything, just give me a shout. Yeah, and that's how I think it should be. We should help everybody. That
fine line, but if we all go to the point of making it as cheap, then it will become like guppies, that people used to breed guppies, and now guppies are £3 a thing. But the tropical hobby is a very easy hobby to get into, and the biggest problem I started this 10 years ago, something like that, when like fish were potentially quite cheap, but the coral side of it was expensive. And I've said before, I bought corals previously at 30-40 quid a time, and just kept putting them in, and they kept dying. But I had to do it. I had to get on top of knowing what was going to happen.
We've all done it. I mean, I was the same. I bought stuff and regretted it, because like literally a week later it died. But I thought I was ready, but clearly I wasn't. You don't know, do you? You don't know to put something in, and that's why I want to help people with that side of things. Rather than you wasting your money, just nick some out of my tank and see how you get on. And if it does well, I've then banked a coral with you that if it dies in mine, I can come and get it back off you.
I'll be round tomorrow. Don't you worry about it. I'll be round tomorrow.
You're welcome, Lee. You are welcome.
Right, let me just... Right.
Go on, John.
I don't understand what... All the corals you've got are beautiful corals when they grow out. So what is wrong with having those basic corals?
How do you mean?
Well, people seem to just want to get high-end stuff all the time, but it doesn't take away the beauty of normal basic corals, does it? Even soft corals.
Yep, I went and looked at Keith's tank the other day. Beautiful fish tank, quite a lot of soft corals in there, but it does exactly the same as your fish tank in the back, as Alan's fish tank in the back. Ross was sat doing a thing to camera the other day and sat in front of a fish tank, and it's all what I always say to people is, you're creating a piece of art, and that piece of art, whether it be a very easy piece of art or whether it be a very technical hard piece of art, it's still a piece of art. And obviously the price side of things and the challenging yourself kind of things, all is part of this hobby, because you can run away with yourself sometimes with the price of things. You can also get to the point where, as Alan says, you lose interest in the hobby because all that you keep doing is putting things in your fish tank and they keep dying. And that's why there's more communities now coming together. Obviously, there's lots of people that are doing online streams and things like that. And the more information that's out there, the better this hobby is going to be. And the point of getting more people into the hobby and enjoying it is, I spend most of my time in front of a fish tank, and I'm sure if everybody nodded their head or shake or waved it side to side, you spend more time watching your fish tank than you do the TV.
Well, you sometimes, I mean, there's times when I just turn around and look at the
I
tank.
still don't know if Dave's got a fish tank.
He has. He's got a little one in the corner.
Oh yeah.
But it's, as I say, he's sorting the kitchen out. We'll get to all of that. He has done a tank tour previously, so if you want to go on to Half Cut Corals and have a look at his tank tours, you'll be able to see the 2 tanks that he's got, as you can do with Ross, and we'll go from there.
Gazza's back.
Gazza's back, yeah. He's been off. He's done whatever he's done. He's changed his camera angle. He's still got that fucking horrible t-shirt on, but
I can hear him then.
Is that angle better?
Better.
That's interesting because I can't hear John and Dave. No, is it Dave? Yeah.
Yep.
But if they disappear and come back on, I might be able to hear them.
Yeah, because I can hear John again now.
Oh, well, there you go then.
I can't hear John. It's weird.
So
I can hear John again now. So yeah, all good.
It may be the fact that you all turned up late and just winged it as the first bit of coming on Half Cut Corals. But as I say, we're all making this up as we go along. There is no real structure. There's no real thought process. This is the first time we've ever had more than fucking 3 people, technically more than 2 people on screen, and it's all got tits up again. What do we think? Should we bin the new people off?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
Spinners off.
he's gone. He's gone.
That's better. Though,
I don't know what
That's
he's
a better
pressed.
view, to be fair.
Yeah. I don't know what he's pressed, but he's gone. He'll be back in a second. But yeah, it's people pressing buttons and having a conversation, and if you've got an hour on a Friday night to come and have an informed discussion, this is the good bit of, you will inform me running a brand new 3-foot system that's not going to put really any money into it. It's going to try and do it as cheap as possible, because in a year's time, when it's an established tank, then you can start upgrading equipment, start upgrading lights. But that first year of doing a fish tank is the hardest part of this hobby. And there's too much information that says you need to go out and buy a 600 quid Radion to put above a brand spanking new custom built tank in his living room.
So we're going to do it. I totally get what you're trying to do, but doing it on a live, I'm not sure you're going to get the new person to pick this up. It's almost like you need you need, because it's almost people who are interested that are tuning in, but the person who's going to start up is like Googling, isn't he? And he's like, how to start a fish tank from scratch, and he's going to get videos of how to do it, but he's not going to pick up a live stream, is it?
Have you Googled me?
I haven't Googled yet. No.
Well, fucking Google me and you might find me. Oh,
yeah.
Dear me.
You know what I mean? I don't know if it'd be great if it did work, but that's the only thing I'd say, is that I don't think people will find you. And the other thing is that I also think that you could quite easily start a fish tank on the cheap from scratch, because you know what you're doing. It's just that new person. I just don't know how they're going to do it very easily
gonna-
without guidance.
They're going to stumble across this live stream in a year's time and then watch your educated, because in a year's time, as the Reefers Network is 2.5 years old, there's people that are stumbling across the Reefers Network. And then the content that we do now, it doesn't matter whether anybody watches it, because
No.
there's 145 subscribers to the channel. In a year's time, this is content that we don't have to do again, and it will pick itself up. Just believe.
Hopefully.
I once said to Derek, if you build it,
I know who
they
Derek
will
is
come.
now.
You know who Derek is now, yeah.
I know who Derek, yeah.
So I once said, if you build it, they will come. And a year ago, and well, we're talking 13 months ago, boys, I came up with the stupid idea of doing a live stream. And Ross and Dave were here a year ago. You two have just turned up. So all you need to do now is go and watch the year's worth of content that they've done.
How much time have I got in my life to do that?
yeah. Dear me,
I've watched
dear
a few. I have watched a few back.
Wait,
to be fair.
I think what. Oh, sorry.
Come on, John.
I think what Alan's meaning is, if somebody is interested in setting up a tank now, they won't want to be watching a live stream each week. They're too impatient. They'll want to binge watch a few streams.
Yep.
Yeah. You know what I mean?
And stop out. So all we need to do is do this whole process for a year with nobody watching, and then in a year's time, when it's all finished, just like Netflix, we can. Has anybody watched any films from 1990 something recently on Netflix?
Don't ask
Nope.
me. I can't remember what I watched last
But doesn't mean I
night.
won't.
Ross, anything from the 90s?
Yeah, I watched Planes, Trains, and Automobiles the other day,
Ooh,
What was
good
that
movie.
80s though? Was that
and
80s?
Caddyshack as well.
I love Caddyshack.
So this is all stuff that people did, whether it be Top Gun Maverick came out, and then people then went to watch the original Top Gun. This is all about. All you need to do is turn up and be informative to the internet. Don't
They
you
were
worry
good,
about
though.
people
That's
watching
why
it.
they're not good.
Don't you worry about people watching it. We've never been people watching it. Other channels are bothered about the viewing figures. Other people are bothered about making it a monetized system. All I want to do is have a chat on a Friday night because I've got fuck all else to do.
I get that. I miss that a little bit. I do miss that a little bit, Lee.
Yeah, and that's it. The banter of it. Gaz is one of the people that he's bound to have watched an old movie.
Yeah, Bad Boys 1.
Oh no! So that is controversial now. Which version of Bad Boys 1 did you watch?
There's only one.
No, there isn't. There's two.
Is that?
Yes.
Oh.
Right. So because nobody's watching this, it doesn't really matter. We can have a chat about Bad Boys 1. So if you go and watch Bad Boys 1 nowadays,
Yeah.
the opening sequence where they're driving down in the Porsche
Yeah.
and the big bloke goes to one side and then the other one goes to the other side. What does he say on the original?
Oh. Pass.
Oh, okay. So what he says on the original is the window goes down and he looks at him and then he turns around and he goes, "Why do I always get the Popeye chicken eating motherfucker?" that is not on the new edited version of Bad Boys 1.
Oh, okay. I don't think I've seen that one. Don't remember
Yes.
saying chicken.
Popeye chicken eating motherfucker. That's what he says. You're not allowed to say that on the internet, but I've just said. Right. So we've done an hour, and it's been painful, as always. So I will finish there. If you've watched it or you're watching it on catch up, join us in a year's time. We may get better. We may inform you of something. Signature sign off, Gaz. Have you got a signature sign off for your
No.
Reefers Network? What did you do last time? Did you give him a wave? Did you give him a thumbs up?
That'll be a wave, 8.